Hi.
Hi.
You want to introduce yourselves?
Hi.
What's your name?
My name's Willem.
Okay, what grade are you in?
I'm in 3rd grade, and I go to Annunciation School.
And you are?
My name's Elota. I'm in 5th grade. I go to Annunciation School too.
And I'm Sarah Slack, and I also go to Annunciation Catholic
You
School.
teach.
I'm a 1st grade teacher at Annunciation. And we were all in the church on August 27th.
Yeah.
I happened to be driving by the school when the first police officer arrived on the scene. In that moment, I knew something horrible must have happened, but I had no idea of the depth. And then I saw my own child, and then I noticed that the entire left side of his shirt was soaked in blood.
At this point, we know we have a total of 19 victims from this tragedy. 2 were young children, ages 8 and 10, that were sitting in the pews at Mass when they were shot and killed. They were pronounced deceased on the scene. There were another 14 children between the ages of 6 and 15 that were injured by gunfire.
Got it on.
See, it's quick, isn't it?
Yeah. Amanda kind of asked me to take a GoPro and record like diaries and stuff and talk about how I'm doing and just like record my life.
Ah! Did you see go to the red?
Yeah.
Okay, red.
Yeah. Turned off.
When we planned for this school year, we intentionally chose a theme from the prophet Jeremiah chapter 29, a future filled with hope. There's nothing about today that can fill us with hope. We lost 2 angels today.
Pieces of Harper live in all of her friends. Like, it's like a joy. It is a joy to see them grow, even though it's heartbreaking at the same time, knowing we'll never know what Harper's going to look like as an 11-year-old, you know. But we don't think like that as often as you might think, because it's not, you can only spend so long there, you know.
As parents, we've been asked a lot, like what hope means to us and what feels hopeful and where we're finding hope. The deep sense of care for our kids reminds me that whatever our lived experiences have brought us to believe about what it means to keep kids safe in schools, there is so much deep and genuine and real care for our kids.
There's an African proverb that says, when you pray, move your feet. So I beg you, I ask you to please pray, but don't stop with your words. Never again can we let this happen. I love you, Annunciation family. We're with you, and we will be stronger when this is done.
So I teach an early class at Bar 3 tomorrow. So I came in because I wanted to get everything like clean and check on my sweet little buddy, Lucy George Rabbit, who I'm going to introduce you to. She's the star of the 1st grade show, meaning like the star of the 1st grade classroom, this one at least.
Rocks are cool. Rocks are cool. Is that a fact or is that an opinion? All about rocks. Small rocks are called pebbles. Rocks are hard. Rocks in space are called meteorites. That's fantastic, Patrick. All I want is for them to feel joy. Hence the reason I was like, I'm gonna get this bunny. Because how do I bring them back? I mean, that was my biggest question. Like when we had that stretch of time where we weren't at school and everyone was talking about, okay, we're gonna go back and this is what we're gonna do and this is how it's gonna look and we're gonna try and do this. I was like, but how? Like, how do I bring these tiny people back into a space that holds so much fear?
She's a free roam rabbit. We got her when she was 8 weeks old. And she has like forever
changed our lives and brought so much love and joy to our sweet little classroom. She was a part of their healing when we were going through all this therapy and doing this stuff at this other place. And like, that was the reason why I chose it. I wasn't just randomly like, maybe I'll try a bunny. Every time I saw my students there, they were all just like crisscross sitting there holding these baby bunnies and just like so peaceful. Seeing them in a state of calm was enough for me to be like, maybe this will help. And it's amazing. She's super healing. She has her own badge. She is officially a staff member. She got her own school picture. She's really special.
Okay, I'm going to open us up with a prayer to start, so we can bow our heads. Heavenly Father, as we gather today, we honor the memories of Harper Moyski and Fletcher Merkel, taken too soon from us in the season of Advent when we await the light of Christmas. We acknowledge the heavy hearts of those grieving unimaginable loss. Amen.
Amen. That was great. Thank you, Casey. I'm going to turn it over to Brittany, who's going to kick us off and focus on not just what is going to be impacts from a legislative perspective, but also kind of regrounding ourselves on a nonpartisan approach and how that leads to us really being able to win and win long term.
So this isn't about sides, it's about safety. And that we are thinking about our children's lives not as political, and neither is a commitment to protecting them. We have had a number of conversations with folks at Sandy Hook, and one of the things that they said to us is that many groups have tried to do what we're doing. They have tried to step into spaces of advocacy after similar traumatic events in their communities, and none of them exist now. And leaning into this nonpartisan approach is a way of ensuring that we exist now and that we continue to exist until our kids are safe.
We have session coming up in February. If something doesn't get done between February and May, that doesn't mean our group dissolves. That means we continue going. I think a lot of groups thought it would be a quick win. Yeah. And when they saw how complex and challenging it was, they folded because there's others doing it. So it's just something we've always been trying to be realist about through this, is that there's a good chance nothing happens in February. How do we keep making progress and pushing? Doesn't mean you don't have the effort to get there, but you also just have to be honest with yourselves.
Towards the start of the year, I was feeling like kind of nervous and like scared and I don't know, like a little bit sad. But being with my friends, I think it helped a lot. The lighting's bad. This is Weston and Lachlan, and we are at Great Wolf Lodge right now. It's 10:50, and the date is December 5th. And we just went to the water park
in the arcade,
and we won a bunch of stuff. And I won a capybara, and we swam in the pool. Pretty fun.
And we went down a bunch of water slides.
Yeah, we went down a bunch of water slides.
I wanted to check in because I am leaving town today with my husband and driving up to Duluth to go snowboarding, and then we're going to Lutzen Friday and Saturday and coming home Sunday.
I'm super freaked out. I'm going snowboarding tomorrow and I'm not feeling super confident about it, but I know I'll be fine and I will have fun. It's just that like thinking about doing something you haven't done in a long time feels really hard and scary. And I think because I'm in such a fragile place, it feels even more hard and scary. It's weird to be the only one who is in the experience right now. Like I'm not with anyone who was like in the experience with me. And not that I always have to be, but I
because I feel like I have like this different energy than everybody else. So yeah, it's like this, the elephant in the room, right? Where like the things they like, I don't know, say and do, it just feels like no connection. Hi.
I think it's been more easy than it would have been, because talking with friends is like good because they know what happened, and it's like just good to talk with them because they get it too, you know?
Alright, can I get my gloves?
You got it?
Yep. Alright. Time for Christmas. Okay. Wow.
We skipped school today to play hooky since we got some fresh snow last night. How you doing, Wes?
Good. It's pretty fun.
Anything to report?
Not really. I've fallen about 2 times.
Whew, done.
Yeah, how's school going?
Pretty good. School.
It's school, right?
Yeah. Not fun, not bad, I guess. I'm gonna go through the trees a little bit. I will.
Weston has always been fiercely independent.
Ooh, this is fun.
And really brave and willing to try anything and put himself out there.
Oh, wow.
And since August 27th, there are things that he just won't do. He won't walk to his friend's house or bike to his friend's house alone. He won't walk home from school even though it's only about 2.5 blocks. I need to pick him up every day, and he needs to know that I'm there. He usually calls me on his Apple Watch on his way out of school to make sure that I'm there and ready to get him.
So before our official moment begins with an Annunciation Christmas Carol of Hope, when we returned to school full-time and the kids came back to creative arts, our 3rd and 5th grade students came into my room with some very big questions and very big requests. And that was, okay, what are we going to do to honor Fletcher and Harper at our Christmas show? It opened conversations of healing, conversations of grieving, and that was myself in tandem with them. And so tonight, you will see, obviously we will be doing a favorite song of Fletcher Merkel's, which is Ordinary by Alex Warren, and a favorite song of Harper Moyski's, Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake.
And we got those yard signs. It says, out of darkness, a little light. And here we are called to be the light. Our students certainly were that light this morning, and will continue to be that light throughout this Christmas season. So thank you for being here today. It's an honor to be here together in community. And as you go today, stay warm, watch out for the north winds, and it sounds like it's 10 degrees cooler than when you arrived. So careful if the rain has turned to ice. And thank you again. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
We're getting ready for the desk installation later today. We just dropped off 360 hand-powered flashlights for the students at Annunciation. We love that they're hand-powered because it's a good reminder that we can all generate our own light. There's always light with us.
Yeah, and our hope today as we start this really impactful week at the Capitol with a couple of different events is that when the kids show up and when people are there, they can realize that even in the darkest times, you can shine your own light. And we hope that comes through as we start talking to people and gathering in the places where big decisions are made during session.
A Tuesday, the 24th, and we have the rotunda reserved for roughly 3 hours. We really only need like an hour and a half. So the idea is that the time on Tuesday is when they're all coming in, because regular session will be in. They'll all be coming in the morning, and they'll hear these songs. Ideally, some of them would join us in song, just to wish them well in making big decisions. A very nonpartisan human thing. We'll also have an installation that day outside of roughly 60 desks representing, and this is going to be like in the east lawn of the Capitol building, representing a small microcosm of the amount of kids that have died from gun violence in X amount of time.
Because I think also if we do take it that way, then you're able to take up more space here with fewer desks.
I'm excited,
I really like the white ones.
I know, aren't they cute? There are so many options for lights like this out there.
Yeah.
I really had fun finding these.
Yeah.
We'll also have 2 desks inside for a very much longer period of time that all of the legislators have to walk past, and there'll be 1 desk for Harper, 1 desk for Fletcher, decorated with a lot of their items.
How's it feel? We could even go, I might put, I don't know, what do you think about these signs down here? Almost so you can see the desk better. I
think, yeah, this looks better.
Okay. And then, yeah, the pictures catch them. I feel good about it. What do you think, Lori? I found a note that she wrote with like a secret code that she had with like Marley, and I'm like, I won't open it so that your code, Marley's secrets don't get exposed. She always would like make this whole world, like you always had secrets with Harper in like the best way, like a secret code or like a secret look. She'd make like fun little notes, and it's like, it's this whole thing, like this secret hand sign that they have. Here's how to know your crush is coming.
Oh my gosh, so
cute. And Quinn will have like a lot of things in her room that are like things like this from Harper, like code, like if I knock once, here's what it means. If I knock 7 times fast, here's what it means. It's like she just would. It made you feel really close to her because you had this like thing with her. She was so funny. She just really made everything interesting. Like you wouldn't be bored in church sitting next to Harper, Like it was fun. She was.
Hey, Jackie?
Yeah. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this. They should be here, but I think we did a pretty good job of representing them.
Good morning. We're here to show our kids, and we're here to show all the kids in Minnesota what it means to stand up when dark, bad things happen. We're also here today to celebrate and wish hope to all the legislators, regardless of which side of the aisle you're on, as they go into session and make big decisions that impact all of our lives. If the kids are up for it, we could do another Brave. We're ready. Okay.
You can be amazing, you can turn praise into a weapon or a drug. You can be an outcast, be a backlash, somebody's lack of love.
You guys know it?
Or you can start speaking up. Nothing's gonna hurt you the way the words do when it's settled in your skin. Come on the inside, no sunlight, sometimes it's shadow wings. I wonder what would happen if you say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. What you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave.
A lot of the lawmakers we've been meeting with have been very respectful, but not all of them. We are at the Capitol meeting with people from both sides of the aisle, and we just had a pretty frustrating meeting with one of the Republican lawmakers who even then at one point said after we kind of listed out all the things that could be done to prevent gun violence and to prevent children from being murdered, he kind of said, look, none of this is new. Like, as in, our tragedy is nothing new. On August 27th, we sent Harper to school. Less than 30 minutes later, a deeply unwell person carrying 3 legally purchased firearms opened fire on that church for 2 full minutes. 116 rounds. The damage to Harper's body was so severe, we were not allowed to see her, hold her, or be with her body ever again. And then, months later, as the pews were removed from that church, more of her remains were found. We had to cremate our daughter a second time.
I
imagine receiving that phone call.
feel disheartened that it's not feeling like a real conversation. And I think maybe that is naive, but I also believe that people genuinely care about their kids and want them to be safe. But it's hard to walk in and share the most horrible experience of my family's life in a space where everyone in the room's mind has already been made up.
It is February 27th, 2026, and today marks 6 months from the day of the shooting. The main thing that comes to mind for me is wanting our story to remain relevant. Knowing that even though time continues on and life still happens, our community is still moving and moving forward, but we're also still frozen in time on that day and the impact it had on all of us.
Yeah, I think we need to burn some energy off. This feels like I don't know what I'm trying to do, try and fit a square peg in a round hole. Okay, you are going to need a snack, and you are going to need a jacket because it is not warm outside. The sun is shining, but it is definitely chilly. What's happening, my friends? What's going on? I have 2 little sad friends. What's making us feel sad today? Do you feel like it was just a day where you just woke up and were like, this is a hard day? Some days we just have really sad days.
I think so often we think like, oh, well, with time, it's getting easier, it's getting better. And that's actually not entirely true. It's really hard. Last week was probably one of the hardest weeks I've had in a long time.
And it's not contagiosum hatsiosum, it's contagiosum sadioso. When one person's sad and then another person's like, well, now I'm sad, and then another person's like, well, I'm sad too. Here's the deal, we can sit in sadness on our own and be sad and miserable, or we can be a part of the group and be with friends and see if maybe we find a little joy with that, okay? And here's the deal, if anybody knows, it's me, right? We're in this together, okay? But we're gonna make the best of this day. We're gonna do phonics, we're gonna do math, we're gonna read, we're gonna write. I'm gonna introduce Reader's Theater this morning if we can get there, but I kinda wanna do, yeah. Reader's Theater. You're gonna find out. Yeah, so now I've got you hanging on an edge and you're like, what is that? Let's do phonics and then you can find out.
I'm making macaroni and cheese, so hang on, I'm taking it with me. See, 6 months later and I'm just still doing like pretty normal stuff while still having trauma. Oh wait, I did want to share this.
Friends, we're gonna meet in about 3 minutes in morning meeting.
So we finally just hired 2 paraprofessionals, and they're just kind of like settling into the class and observing and figuring out, do they want to be in 5th grade or do they want to be in 1st grade? So one of my students was shot multiple times
Here, let's scoot to the left, to the left. That's what Beyonce sings.
So this new person who's just hired on is like sitting in our morning meeting, and we spend like 10 or 15 minutes talking about his journey to get a CT scan and what that's going to look like, what it's going to sound like, what it's going to feel like. And then it dawned on me that was like her first experience in school, in one of our classrooms, was listening to us talk through going to have a CT scan to look and examine the shrapnel that is in one of my students' heads and in their chest and their back and their shoulder and their tummy. And it's just like the craziest thing. I mean, that's like our new normal.
So strep throat has been going around in first grade. And we have a meeting tonight for the Light Alliance, but getting ready for that has been really hard. Normally, strep throat is pretty easy to deal with, so we went to the Minute Clinic. They weren't able to get the strep culture because he was so overwhelmed. They said go to primary care, but even with Child Life Services and the pediatrician and the nurse, the doctor's note said they made the decision not to move forward with the strep culture because pushing for the strep culture would be re-traumatizing for him. And I don't know if it's just because I'm tired and it was 6 months on Friday, but the idea of even just testing for strep being something that feels traumatizing is just sitting really hard.
We really got to know Victor and the Greenewalds last summer. He and Wes play on the same Annunciation basketball team. They did last year, they do again this year. We went over to Victor Greenwald's house.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Katie.
Hello, come on in.
Weston, Vic's in the basement.
Okay, should we take the shoes off here?
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm worried about it.
Okay.
Victor is going to be receiving an award, a National Medal of Honor, for his actions on August 27th. And it is so cool that Weston and I get to be a part of that ceremony and part of sharing Victor's story.
More conversational.
Yeah, let's share. Okay.
Cool. And if you want to sit in with him?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
What's up, man?
What's up?
I'm Logan. Great to meet you.
All right, let's get in here. So you said that if there's one friend, it would be him.
Mhm.
What do you mean by that?
He laid on top of me to save me from the bullets. He was like a shield to me.
When I think about Weston that day, I think about him getting down, and I think about Victor jumping on top of him and another buddy, and I think about how scared they must have felt down on the ground, hearing all of those sounds and not knowing when it would end.
This is one of my really cool ones, sorry.
Oh, I like that one.
My favorite. And then it kind of looks like little tiny circles right there. I also really like this one too. I did school colors. Okay, I am doing this in Puerto Rico.
How has your time been?
Like awesome, like better than ever.
Is it April 1st? I don't even know. I should know. We're in Puerto Rico, staying at my sister's house for the week. And there's nothing better than seeing these two girlies in the pink suits playing with their brother in the water, being kids. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Let's hope this ends well.
Is this yours?
Okay. Conversation can continue.
These are just the bright moments. Okay. I don't even know. This is probably a weird setup for a video, but I'm driving in my car and I have time by myself. So I thought now is the time to film this. We're back from Puerto Rico. Yesterday felt great. It was like 50 degrees and sunny. And I was like, we're back, we're home. This is fantastic. I love my bed. We watched a movie as a family. It just felt like super normal and good. But eventually you have to come home and acclimate back into your reality, which is I'm a first grade teacher at Annunciation Catholic School who almost died in a mass shooting. It's just so fucking heavy and I hate it. I hate that it is my reality and I know that it doesn't have to be like my permanent reality. It will always be a part of my life. But just the weight of it is what I hate the most. You know, like, it just felt so good to escape. I can do this, but it does feel semi-suffocating and claustrophobic because being here now represents something different. Like I'm literally driving down the road right now and I can't take my camera off and show you, but it's literally like all the reminders, like all these people who have signs in their yards that say like, my heart is with Annunciation. And it's just, there's just continuous reminders of what happened. And it isn't that I want to make that go away. It's just is always there.
Our baseline is so overwhelmed that a day like today, where I have a work event that ends slightly later than I thought it did, and we'll find people who can get the kids where they need to be, but I'm just like bracing myself for them being disappointed that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. That when I turn off the camera, I think I'm gonna cry. And then I'm gonna take some deep breaths. And then I'm gonna go to work.
With that being said, the secretary will take the roll for final passage of Senate file number 4067. Members, please vote. All senators having voted who desires to vote, the secretary will close the roll. There being 34 ayes and 33 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to.
This was unthinkable a year ago. And I'm really glad that I get to do this with all of you. So to this victory, even if it's a small one. Cheers. 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 Cheers.
This is Mike and Jackie. Sorry. Apologies. We aren't there in person. We had planned to. This got passed. I've heard multiple people today say that they think if it got to the floor for an actual vote, it might pass. And there's some people that might come out of the woodworks in the GOP caucus. I don't know how real that is, but it leads me to believe like
it's so moderate on the event provision. So like people need to be updated that it has changed and it's like much more acceptable. And most people are pretty like no one really has an objection to it if they listen to what it actually is.
Yeah. So like that's why Jackie sent that note to Lisa Damath, and it wasn't rude. It was just direct. Like, let's get this thing to the floor. That's what you told us you would do. We got it here as a group.
Yeah.
Now let's do that.
One of the things that Mike, you said that I've been really holding dear is like, do not expect anything to happen. I think there's a lot of pitfalls after 2 weeks. Either we get it done and then what? Or we fail, and it's very disheartening. And like, I just want to prepare for different avenues and say this is a springboard for whatever happens is a springboard, because I think I don't want to over index our hope on this session.
It's also not a failure if these don't pass. Like, that is not, we have seen so much movement, and just because everything gets new jackets in January doesn't mean we're starting over at September of last year. Like, these things take time, like not so much this year, but in like less compressed weird years, like committees keep hearing new bills well after deadlines. Like, this vote alone is a huge victory.
Hi. Okay. It's 5:08. On a Thursday morning.
3, come a little lower.
And this is what
2.
I do on Thursday mornings.
Unwind, lengthen, lift, and stand. Woo! Ditch your weights. Towel up. All right, we're gonna find incline chair. Get a figure 8 and lower. Oh, what was that, me? I hit my mic and scared myself. This is my life, friends. What's happening? Why is it doing that? It's fine. We're all fine. All right, I'm taking this off because it's scaring me. Reach, push. All right, I'll try it again. Like, that's trauma at its finest right there. Any weird noise that's not familiar. Woo! Down, press. Reach. Did I tell you guys? So tomorrow, Eloda has a tech rehearsal from 4:45 to 9, and her musical debut in Junie B. Jones from 6:30 to 7:30.
First position, same
so
thing.
Just like, that's how in it. Yeah,
Ready?
It doesn't add up. It
And
doesn't work, Alexis.
get those heels forward, Abby. Plie, releve, hop. Stay over. Arches over.
I love to dance. Ballet makes me feel happy, definitely.
Demi point, demi, full point, demi, down.
But it also makes me feel like not under a lot of stress or anything. It feels really nice because the only noise that's happening is mostly either the teacher talking or like the pianist playing like the piano. So that's nice because a lot of like people talking at once is a lot for me, and like a lot of different sounds is kind of a lot for me.
5th, hold, plie, susu, coup de pied, hold. Open the knee, open the knee, open the knee, open the knee. Down the back, reverse, undé don, plie, susu, coup de pied, shape the foot, heel draws up.
For me, it's a way to express emotion or like feelings or anything. And in my opinion, it's a really good way to do it because you don't have to talk to anyone about it.
Good, Eloda. Good.
So we like went from downtown, which was a lot, and now we're in a newer area, and it's been really great. It feels like it's in a safer area. I think I like it better in the new area because it feels less, I don't think as much like someone's gonna have a gun and start like shooting or something. Because I think that's a lot of people's like fears who go to Annunciation and everything. But I think it's really nice because I don't think about that as much when I'm at ballet and in the new studio, whereas I was downtown, I thought about it a lot more.
What's that?
With music.
With the music. last weekend, but I really do love this one, and I feel like this is a prime example. Today I'm still learning what it means to belong to myself and here with you in this very moment. When I get scared, when I feel as though I am sharing too much, I remind myself to stay open, to keep choosing this work, for it's through this space that my vulnerability has created. I have called in some of my most cherished female connections.
I recognize a member from Hennepin, Representative Long.
Madam Speaker, it has been 9 days since the Senate sent over Senate File 4067, which is the Comprehensive Gun Violence Prevention Package, and we have heard cries and pleas from Annunciation families and others that the bill be allowed to advance to the floor for a vote. It is in your control right now whether that happens, and I ask that you move that forward.
There are so many things happening and not happening at the Capitol, and it feels very much, after months of work, in someone else's hands now. And the school year is ending, and this is a summer that feels so much more unknown than summers in the past. And I just keep thinking, that we owe each other more than this.
We are 3 weeks out officially until the end of the school year. And I'm just reflecting on the past 8, almost 9 months, and such a conflict of emotions. I'm exhausted, and my body is for sure just ready. But I think my mind and my heart are just sad and overwhelmed. Because I think I'm just not sure what it's going to be like and what it's going to feel like to do this without my students.
Okay. I was trying to think of what would be the most special gift to get each of you, and how I could make this year even more memorable and something that would be special you could hold on to for the years ahead and the years to come. And I know that you have all been anticipating missing one very special part of this classroom. So open your gifts.
I know what it's gonna be. I know what it's
It's not the same, but I think about when my dad was dying, and when he said I know you're all gonna miss me, but you're losing one person and I'm losing all of you. And I just thought about how I just have this pain in my heart because they all get to move on together and I'm gonna be here, and it's gonna be great, and I'm excited. Teaching is what I was meant to do, and I love teaching, and it's gonna be great having this new crew of kindergartners come up next year, but it just feels hard because I don't want next year to come and feel like we're all okay and nothing happened.
I was thinking more on my walk home about what is feeling so especially hard about this week. I was thinking about how much of an act of trust in the world it is, especially to be a mother. You grow this life inside of you, and it is part of you in this real and deeply tangible way. And even when they're born, they are so deeply part of you. And as they grow, it's an act of trust in the world to help them build independence and to let them go further and further away from you. And that's good, and that's what should happen. And that's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to let them become who they are. And I don't expect the world to be perfect. And I don't expect that my kids will never experience pain or heartbreak or sadness or any other negative or challenging emotion. But moving from school year to summer shouldn't feel like stepping off a cliff and free falling into something unknown. But when a 6-year-old has their innocence and their trust in a world that they should be able to still trust stolen, we have to do better.
We're trying to do something called Friday Fun. This is the first day. So Wesson picked a bunch of fun activities on Fridays, and then everybody's invited, so whoever wants to just drop in and join us, they can come, just to try to keep the kids together over the summer.
I'm probably closer to my friends, I guess, because I don't know. I used to only hang out with a couple of people. Now I hang out with everyone. Let's go to my tree. Is Loco Taco here yet?
No, I don't think so.
Is that Loco Taco? It might be Loco Taco.
Wes, how do you think your tree's doing?
I bet it's doing not good.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. My tree! It's pretty good.
Why did we plant it, Wes?
For exhibition.
And?
I wanted to plant the tree to remember Harper and Fletcher.
I think about Harper and Fletcher every single day, and I look for them in nature. I look for signs from Harper and Fletcher. I've seen so many rainbows.
It used to be like down to like here, right?
Yeah, it's growing, for sure.
It's even taller than me now. I don't think it was taller than me before.
I don't think so either. Both Fletcher and Harper love nature, right? They love to be outside in nature. Yeah. So this felt like a really good way to commemorate them.
Yeah.
And just to honor them and to remember them, because they were so important to us and to our community.
Yep.
Okay, friends. I want you to wash your hands, please. It started last year with my first graders. So it's an annual tradition now in my first grade class. How long ago do you think we came up with this? Yeah, we came up with this plan as a class probably like 4 weeks into being in the actual school year. We were doing list making for writing. And remember, I listed all of my favorite foods, and Patrick was like, everything you like starts with P. So we decided then and there that our family feast was gonna be P themed. So I think especially when you've spent a whole school year together, to just end the year on like a field day always felt really uncomfortable for me, because I'm like, we spent all this time together and now you're just gone and then you leave. So it was really important to me to have something to really like tie it all together in the end. 3 flavors. The flavors are peach pie, apple pie, and blueberry pie. We have cheese pizza, bless you, pepperoni pizza, pasta. The sauce is on it. It's just a creamy, cheesy sauce, right, P? It's an Alfredo. Thank you for an amazing 9 months and for sticking with me. You ready for our party? Cheers. 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 This year was about being here. Everybody came back and showed up. And that is growth. That's being brave. And that is doing the work. I had moments where I was like, am I failing them because we're not doing this? Am I letting them down? Am I letting their families down? And I have to remind myself of this almost every day. That me returning after almost dying on a church floor, that says a lot about me as a teacher and as a person. Happy feast!
Every afternoon, I sit in the carpool line directly in front of the church where the shooter parked the day we lost Harper. 8 months later, this is just part of our routine now. Quinn likes me to get there early because she doesn't want to stand outside waiting after school. So every day, I line up early and wait there, staring at the church. Then the line starts moving, and I drive past the 5th graders doing safety patrol. Harper was excited to someday do safety patrol. Then I scan the crowd looking for Quinn, and almost every day, for one split second, I think I see Harper standing there too. Then reality catches up, and I remind myself I'm only picking up Quinn. And immediately after that comes this overwhelming wave of gratitude, because how lucky am I that I still get to pick up Quinn? That's the strange thing about grief, that devastation and the gratitude live right on top of each other. Lately, I keep thinking about root systems, about how forests can survive through these interconnected underground networks, quietly nourishing and supporting one another. And humans are not that different. We do better when care moves between us, when safety moves between us. So I think we need to let go of a tremendous amount of bullshit so we can return to loving each other better. More people willing to sit with someone in their pain instead of avoiding it or trying to fix it. After losing Harper, I don't feel less connected to humanity. Weirdly, I feel more connected to it, more aware of how fragile everyone is, and more aware of how badly we need each other. What keeps surprising me is that when I really let myself feel the loss, instead of fighting it, I somehow keep ending up back at love. The grief just reminds me how lucky we were to love Harper at all. How lucky we were to get to be her parents, how lucky we were to know her laugh and her spirit and her enormous heart. And as painful as this is, I would still choose her. I would still choose loving her. I would still choose all of it.